Hello everybody. Since you guys liked my last GPU comparison list, it got the most views on my channel. I'm going to make another one about just AMD GPUs. This tier list will not include the 9000 series, the new GPUs, so it won't include the 9060 XT, the 9070, and the 9070 XT. So it'll be just the 5000 series, 6000 series, 7000 series, and Vega series, and Radeon. Okay, so we're starting off with the RX 5300. This GPU is like the GT 1030 of AMD. It's not very good price to performance, but if you're looking into entry-level GPU gaming, it's not a horrible option. So I'll put it at C tier, just middle of the road. Okay. Now for the 5500 XT. This GPU is also decent, but it's not very good price performance. It's a little overpriced. On eBay, it's probably about 85 bucks, which is a little bit overpriced for what it is. Especially on the AMD side, just get the RX 580. So just put that on the same level, just above the RX 5300. Okay, now for the RX 5500. This GPU is like a GTX 1650 of AMD. This GPU is also a pretty good entry level. It's better than the 5300, and it's actually a pretty good price. And it has 4 gigs of VRAM, just like the GTX 1650. So I would put this in B tier. It's pretty good entry level. Now for the 5600 XT. This GPU is actually pretty good. The power consumption is a little bit high. Just keep that in mind. But it is a really good GPU for the money. It's like a GTX 1080 price, and it performs probably around a 1080 actually. So I'll put that in B tier with the 5500. Okay. 5600. This GPU is like it's a worse version of this XT version. So I'll put it at about in the middle of those. Okay. 5700 XT. This GPU is actually really good. It's a really good price performance, about 150, 170 bucks. Maybe even lower if you can. It's basically just a 1080 Ti or a 3060. But it's on the AMD side now. And has 8 gigs of VRAM, which, okay, I guess that's fine. But the power consumption is the only thing that's making me not want to put it in the S tier. So this is a great price performance GPU, but just keep in mind the power consumption. It's about like 230 something or up there. I don't know, it's in the 200s pretty far. So I'll put it in A tier. Okay, RX 5700. This GPU, just base clock, it's pretty decent. But the XT variant is better price performance. But if you like go into the BIOS, because it's the same chip as the XT variant, and the XT is more powerful, then you could change the BIOS to be more like the XT and perform like the XT. But that's more of a tech savvy thing. If you're just looking to buy one, then I would just cop the 5700 XT, not the 5700. But if you're tech savvy and you would know how to do that, then I would pick this 5700. And plus, it has less power consumption, and it'll use one 8-pin instead of 2 8-pins. So this will be going in the same tier. Okay. RX 6400. It's okay. Like, it's pretty decent. It has 4 gigs of VRAM, which is not a bottleneck for it. It could be pretty bad though. Like, it's It's a decent bit worse than the 5500. It's not a lot worse, but it's probably about 7-8% worse. At least I think so. Double check that on your own if you're interested. But I think the 6400 isn't as good. So I'm going to put that in C tier. 6500 XT. Now this GPU, it could be okay, but it's horrible price performance. If you could get it on a really good deal, then sure. And there's an 8 gig version and a 4 gig version. Do not get the 4 gig version no matter what. Like, even if it's a good deal, maybe if it's under $100, but even that, I still wouldn't get it. I would just get a 5600 XT or 5700. But yeah, it kind of sucks. So I'm gonna put it in E tier. RX 6600 XT. This GPU is pretty good price performance. It's right above the 6600, as it would suggest. It's not as good price performance as it. It's about 200 something. I don't remember exactly. It's somewhere in the 200s. But it's pretty good price performance. I'm going to put it in B tier. At the top of B tier. RX 6600. This GPU is pretty good. It has all the latest features. Like, it does have ray tracing, although it might not be that good. It has ray tracing, FSR. Most of the things that the 5700 XT doesn't have, and it performs basically the same. It might be a little bit worse, like 5%, but that's not that big of a deal. So I'm actually gonna put it above the 5700 XT. The prices are actually pretty good on that too. Sometimes you can snipe one like used for like 150 if you're lucky. Now for the 6650 XT, this GPU is also a great option. From AMD, there's not really that much graphics card that are that bad, unless you like pick one that's horrible, like the 5300. I'm actually gonna put that down a little bit. I'm gonna put it down on the 6500 XT. It does not deserve to be that high. Same with you. You're going to D tier. Okay, 6650 XT. This GPU is actually great price performance. You can get like really good deals on this for like $200. And it performs about 10 to 15% better than the 6600 XT. This GPU is actually pretty good for the price. So I'm gonna put it in. I did not grab you. Oh yes, I did. I'm gonna put you in the top of A tier. Stop scrolling down. I'm not hitting anything. 6700 XT. This GPU is fire. W, let's go in S tier immediately. The reason why? It's less than $300. Performs like a 4060 Ti, or maybe a little bit less. But this, like, nonetheless, is an amazing price performance. You can snipe it for $280 on eBay sometimes, and if you're on Marketplace, you could probably snipe it for $250 because Marketplace is way weirder than eBay. But this is a really good price performance GPU. You can't go wrong with it unless you get it for $400 or more. Like, even if you get it for $350, not the greatest deal ever, but it'll still on the same price performance as a 4060. So pretty good. I would check the prices out, so don't just buy one and like wait a little bit. For all these GPUs, wait a little bit so they have time to like fluctuate and you get to see what the normal price is, or you could just look up the normal price. Whatever you would like. But this GPU is easy S tier. Now for the 6700. This GPU is also really good, but it's a little bit worse than the 6700 XT. Like, it has 10 gigs of VRAM, which is actually pretty much smack on for what it is. But it's a little bit less price performance. It's barely any less so. So I'm gonna put it at the very top of A tier because it deserves it. Now the 6750 XT. This GPU is like the 6700 XT, but a little bit less price performance. It is a little bit better. It is also, you can never go wrong with it. It's probably $5 less price performance. Doesn't matter that much, because you're probably only saving like $5 to $10 if you buy the 6700 XT over the 6750 XT. So I'm also gonna put this in S tier, but just below the 6700 XT. Now the rest of these cards are basically legends. The 6800 XT. This GPU is also easy S tier. It is great price performance. You cannot beat this. And with the 6000 series, like all the way up from like the very highest end, except for the 6950 XT, we'll get into that later. But like you cannot go wrong with these three. It's crazy. So I'll just hurry and place them down right away so you can know. Just know about these, like all of these 4 GPUs though, is their power consumption and they get really hot. But their price performance is smack on. Like you cannot get better than that. So I'm gonna put this also in S tier. 6800 S tier, 6900 XT, S tier, 6950 XT though. This is the one graphics card. It's way higher priced than the 6900 XT because that's kind of how higher end GPUs go, like the 3090 Ti. Like how the 3090 Ti is still like $1,200 on eBay when it should not be that expensive when it's like a 4070 Super. But this GPU is not very good in my opinion. It's just horrible price performance. But it is better than like all of these. Why did I put the RX 5500 that low? Get it up there. Okay. So this GPU is going into D tier. Boo! Everybody boo at him. RX 7600. This GPU is like the 6600, but it's the newer generation, so it's a little bit faster. But you really can't find this as goodly priced as a 6600. But it's still a really good GPU for the price. I would recommend this GPU if you're willing to buy new, and you don't want to buy used or get off AliExpress. I would get this GPU for like $250. It's pretty good. Has 8 gigs of VRAM. Probably should have been higher AMD, but it's a 1080p card. 8 gigs is basically enough. So I'm going to put this in A tier. Woohoo! RX 7700 XT. This GPU is actually really good. It's really good price performance, and it could be had for $400 or less. So I would like get that right now. It's like $400 new too. So if it's used, you could probably get it for like $350. Or maybe even lower, depends how you snaggle. So, we are going to put this in A tier, right there. Okay, now for the RX 7700 XT, its oldest brother, the 7800 XT. This is just a 7700 XT that ate too much steroids. This GPU is a little bit more expensive than the 7700 XT, but it's worth it in my opinion. So we will put that right above it. Woohoo! 7900 XT. This is also a pretty good GPU for the price. It's better than the XTX. But this GPU, it is pretty much worth it. It's come down a little bit, but it might have gone up a little bit again. So I will put this in the low B tier because it's not the greatest, but it'll get the job done for like 4K gaming if you want to go on the AMD side. Okay, now for the 7900 XTX. This is just a little bit better than the XT variant, and I wouldn't say it's worth it because it's like a lot more money. So I'm gonna put this at the top. Actually, no, I'm gonna put it at the bottom of C tier because it's still pretty decent. Now we're down to these cars are not very good. The reason you probably never heard these cars before. Actually, they're kind of rare. They're not very readily available because nobody really likes AMD at this point. Okay, the Vega 56, it's like a 5500 kind of. I don't really know the exact performance of it, but these aren't very good. They're kind of overpriced on eBay and Marketplace, so I'll put it at C tier. RX Vega 64. This is the 56, the Vega 56 older brother. It's like the 6800 to the 7700 XT. This GPU is a little bit better than the 56, but it's still not great, so I'm going to put it in C tier right above the XTX. Now for the Radeon 7. The Radeon 7 is, it looks really nice. Like this model right here, it looks really nice. I'm just pointing that out for some reason. But, yeah, it's pretty good, so. But it's better than these, but it's not as good as all these, so I'm gonna put it in like top C tier. So there we go. And I didn't miss some GPUs on this tier list. The 7900 GRE and the 6750 GRE. I'm sorry I missed these, they just were on the tier list. For the 6750 GRE, I would put it pretty high. It's not very readily available and known, but it's pretty good price performance. I would put that at the top of B tier above the 6600 XT. And with the 7900 GRE, if you're willing to buy new, that would be an amazing graphics card. I would put it at the bottom of S tier, actually. It's actually really good. Except it's not very readily available, which is the only caveat about it. But other than that, it's perfect 1440p high or 4K medium GPU. So that completes the list. That was pretty good. I hope you agreed with my list. And if you're actually willing to buy one of these graphics cards, I would look at other videos on like some other trusted YouTubers, like, I don't know, Toasty Bros or something like that. Or Tom's Hardware Survey. Actually look at them. They have 100% data for all resolutions. So yeah, look at Tom's Hardware Survey. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys took some notes so you're ready to buy your next graphics card. Okay, bye guys.